That's Dave Smith. And the thing to me that's most nefarious about Dave Smith, I'm going to go on this rant real quick.
Let's go, baby.
Real quick are not things that go together, but there's going to be a rant incoming. Dave Smith, the most nefarious thing that he does is that he argues from a place of morality while not understanding morality at all. This isn't somebody who really has taken a deep dive into what it means to be Western morality. And going back to the Israel-Palestinian war, he wants to say, well, is it moral to kill women and children? Yes, it is sometimes. It is. There is a difference between killing somebody in a war and murdering somebody in cold blood. And when he had that interview on the Piers Morgan show with John Spencer, the urban warfare expert from West Point, he was this wasn't incidental. It was completely intentional. It's the clown nose on, clown nose off stuff. He was purposely conflating the difference between killing somebody in a war and murdering somebody in a civilian setting. There are completely different sets of rules, which, by the way, and this is what John Spencer was trying to tell him, you don't start wars. Because once you start wars, that level for what is acceptable on when to kill somebody, that goes from a very high barometer to pretty fucking low, to be honest. Like, that's why you think about, oh, Israelis are killing so many Palestinians through the use of aerial bombardment. Okay, one, they're being the most precise, and everyone hates this argument because it's true and it's icky and they don't want to think about it. The way that Israel has conducted this war is the most moral war that anybody has ever conducted in the history of modern warfare. That's one. Two, the fact that Israel's aerial bombardment specifically is the most moral in terms of the actual internationally recognized code of proportionality, like the law of proportionality. It is more moral than anything anybody has ever seen, which is why stopping the United States from giving Israel the weaponry that it needs to do those bombardments is more counterintuitive than anybody actually realizes, because Israel's going to go ahead and bomb the Palestinians in Khan Yunis and in Rafah. They're going to go ahead and bomb them. But if you don't give them the more precise bombardments, then a lot more people are going to die. And that's a very bad thing. That's what Israel is trying to avoid. But for Dave Smith, he brings in this morality of how you and I conduct ourselves in American society, and then he transplants that into how you conduct yourselves in war. And not to bring Nick J. Freitas back in again, but I'm going to do this. When he was on the Unsubscribed podcast, which is a podcast with a bunch of military guys, he was saying how when he was in theater and he had to deal with all this sort of rules of engagement, that he's like, man, this is really annoying and it's extremely dangerous. Now that his son is going through military academy and is about to, I believe, graduate at the end of May, he goes, I don't want to see those same rules of engagement, because if my side didn't start the war, I want the other side to die. And that's how wars have been conducted throughout the history of war. But for some reason, and I'm going to say it's because it's Jews and Israelis conducting this war, but for some reason, Israel has to actually conduct this war better than anybody has ever conducted a war of all time. And the bottom line is, it still doesn't matter. So when somebody like Dave Smith intentionally conflates the morality of acting in a civil society in a non-war scenario with how you conduct yourself during war, that ends up, as I said before, with more people dead. And it's that faux compassion and insincerity that really gets to me, because between the three of us, the person who's actually his morality is going to end up with more people dead of all stripes and of all ethnicities and of all races and religions. It's actually Dave Smith's. So if I ever had a chance to talk to him, I'd verbally baby powder him about morality.
Thank you very much for tuning in to that clip. If you enjoyed it, then you'll love the full-length episode right here. Right here. Click it. Go ahead. Go ahead.